Alright, we are getting ready to work on our bedding truck. This is a Mensch. We call it our sand truck. This is what we put the sand bedding in the barns with. We've got to rebuild this conveyor here. It's all broke apart on the back side on the support. This table oscillates like that, and the main frame of it back. Oh, let's see here. Right in there is all kind of let go, and it's letting this whole thing move about a little bit. So we're going to put a new belt on. I've got new shafts, new idler wheels. There's a bunch of idler wheels inside here. I've got all my parts right here. What that essentially is a snowmobile track minus the cutouts for the cog wheels. So we're gonna strip this down and fab up some stuff on the other side there to get the frame straightened out, beefed up a little bit. Then we're gonna put all new parts on the front of it, new shafts, new bearings, and a new belt. So we're gonna get underway here. Joe and Jason are working on alley scrapers. They're putting new bottoms on the trucks and swapping rubber out on the arms themselves. So we put a 1/2 inch by 6 inch wear plate on the bottom of the trucks. Once that wears off, we cut the old one off and weld on a new one and get a little more life out of the truck itself. So those are spare arms there. New arms, new heads over there. And I've got a pile of skid plates there. So while we're working on this, they're going to work on that. And Sean is going to do some stuff with the crawler here. So we're going to go ahead and get this apart. Okay, we've got all of the nuts off these bolts. We're just going to take this panel off the front. Okay, we've got the front off of here, we got the back off. I ended up unbolting the bearing shaft on this left side. Now we can just take that belt slash snowmobile track right off in here. Alright, we've got that all off in there. We've got new wheels to put on here. We've got the bearings that have gone out of the old ones. So we got to clean this all up. And then this frame is all broke out over here. So we've got to reattach that and get that all back on there. So we got to clean this up. We got to put all new drives on this end. I got a new shaft, new sprockets, all that stuff there, and we just got to clean this up and get it welded back together. Okay, we're getting these idler wheels off, or bogey wheels, or whatever the heck you want to call them. I've been having to cut every one of them off. So we'll break this one off and get it off in there, and then once we get the wheels off, we get all these cleaned up, and then I can start putting the plate in. We've got it all cut out, got the stuff straightened up there pretty good. So we're gonna get this wheel off, and then we can start knocking these 4 front ones off. Alright, so we've got all 8 wheels off. We heated up the aluminum, melted the aluminum, cut the cage of the bearing off, then we used a grinding wheel to cut the rest of the bearing off the shaft, and we just tapped them pieces off in there. So now we're going to clean these up a little bit, make sure the wheels are going to go on there. Then we're going to start fabbing our pieces on to straighten this table up. We can start taking this bearing apart here. I don't know, 11/16 I don't think it's 3/4. Okay, Fitz is helping me now. Now we're going to get something done. Alright, we've got all them shafts cleaned up. Fitz has got this bearing unbolted. We're just going to sneak in here. We're going to cut that with a torch right there. We're going to cut it right here, and then he's going to take these other bolts out that have got that orbit motor bolted on. Then we're going to have all new going on there. So let me get that cut, and then we'll get them bolts out that hold that orbit motor on there. We can clean that rest of that crap off, that double chain coupler that's driving that unit there. We'll get that shaft out of there. I've got a new chain coupler, so we'll probably put one right on there. And then when we're ready, we can put all new back on. Take that off. Alright, the only reason why we cut that was just so that everything will come apart easier. We've got all new stuff going back on. So while he's taking that apart, I'm going to see what we have for materials. I've got to do some grinding on this, but I don't want to do any grinding while he's working on that. We're just going to take a piece of plate and put it back here, stuff it in behind this 2x3, and then just tack weld it. We've got to clean some of this stuff up with a grinder, and then we might come down the side of this with something, just because this is not all that clean of a job there, and it's kind of on its last legs here, as far as this will probably be the last time we put a belt on this conveyor assembly. I'll go ahead and order another one. And yeah, so I'm gonna go over and look for some material. Alright, Fitz is gonna do a little grinding here. We're gonna start cutting some plate. So what we'll do is we'll put a plate here, come over and grab this, and then we'll come over into here. Actually, we could probably do this with all one piece, but I might just saddle it here to there, and then from there to there. Yeah, I'll just do it that way. We'll make actually 3 pieces. Here, here, and then once we get that all tied together and it cooks, then we can cut that one. See, we're cut right here, so the center is not holding it at all. Yeah. But we are held on the bottom of this 2x3 and on the side. And that one there. That's the only thing that's holding this apron table on there. So, let's see, we got to be like 14 there, 10 there, and 10. 14, 10, 10. Okay? Alright, we're going to use a piece of 3/16 sheet metal that I had laying left over from Silas Body Floor or something. We're using a Hypertherm PowerMax 800, I think it is. Yeah, PowerMax 800 for a plasma cutter, and that's what we're going to be cutting the sheet metal with. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this all out, and then we will go ahead and cut it here. My lead, this has got an air hose in it. Comes up through here, nylon air hose, like air brake tubing. And this jacket gets broken like that, gets dry rotted. And then naturally, the way I hang this all the time on the plasma cutter there, you know, I kind of broke this like that, and it put a flex, like a fold in the air hose. So I got 2 pieces of wood right here, tape to keep this stiff. Keeps me from having to buy a new one. But it works, look at that, I mean, isn't that awesome? Okay. So now we'll just knock the edge off of this. Alright, now we gotta get figured out where we can mark this. not going to come off that creep. Don't worry about it. It ain't going to come off there, that creep. We can get it. I might stick weld this, to tell you the truth. Alright, so I'm going to put an 8-inch piece on there. So 4. Okay, so we're going to mark this out. Here's the center here. So now we got the center. And this 2x3 is going to saddle right in here. So the bottom is right there, and then we got a 2x3. So the 2x3 comes up at 1 inch. It's 3 inches long, so we're going to cut this a little big. We're going to go at 4 1/4. And then we're going to make it a little wide to get out away from that weld. So we're going to be 1 1/4 inch. And it's going to give us 1/4 inch on the side. Alright, well. Alright, now we'll notch this guy. We got our piece cut out. This is for the center. So we'll just knock our flag off. Alright, now this is ready to slam right into place here. Alright, so Jason and Joe, they're working on alley scrapers right here, so you're going to hear 2 welders going. Now I can't get the clamp to clamp this plate in up at the top, so we're going to square this up best we can. We're going to weld the top of this plate. It's not going to be tight at the bottom, but once I get the top welded down, then I'll be able to clamp the bottom and get it to go where it's supposed to go. But alright, we got that tack welded, and now we're just going to clamp the bottom to get that to tighten up. So, alright, we've got this side clamped, now we're just going to weld, blast down through that with some weld. Alright, you ought to be able to move that over to the other side. Alright, we've got that kind of cob back together. All I did is I went up each side with a piece of 1/2-inch round rod and across the top and kind of welded it all back together there. Kind of gobbed it all in there. That's what you call a fast farmer weld. Right? Yeah. Alright, we've got this piece already cut. It's 14 inches long. Now we're just going to cut it down to 9. So I'll put a line at 8.5 because the porch is a 1/2 inch wide. Then when I put my fence on there, it will be right on the line.